Hey Virgo, this is your April forecast. If you would like a private reading with me or hypnosis to facilitate permanent change, to use the link below. And your whole year forecast for all 12 signs, $20 in total, use the link below. So Virgo, you are having a complicated, drawn out month. There's an awful lot of cards that have come out, so we will use all of them. So first of all, you are having issues about your other and the resources you receive from other and codependent relationships, how that is going to be affected, because that is your highlight for the whole of the month. So each Virgo will have something different of what I just mentioned, and that will be on the table, which you are sorting out, that you are looking at. Now, you might find that you thought that things were settled in a certain way, but there has been a development and there is some sort of opposition. There is some sort of tension or disagreement about that. So you need to relook at that. You're renegotiating. You're looking at the details and you're saying, right, well, something's changed. So I have to look at that. I have to look at my position here. And where there's an imbalance there, an injustice there, or a manipulation or a power struggle there, my obstacle from stopping me from getting here to there, there's something in the way. You know, what is it that's in the way? Is it my I want to do more hours at work, but I don't have the funds for a babysitter and I don't have the family for the babysitter. So there is an obstacle in the way to get you where you needed to go because you thought things were settled, but now this has come up. The other area you have is your self-worth. This is what the codependency. For some of you, this is a relationship, work or and love, where you do rely on each other. There is a codependency there, and that is that undervalued. I do more for them and then they do more for me. There is an imbalance there. There's a power struggle there. Something about this, there is things are not equal, and this is brought up this month. That's where the opposition is coming from. Now, it's also about male, feminine dominated roles to do with contracts, to do with our work. This is births, deaths, marriages. So maybe someone's feeling insecure in a relationship. Maybe someone's feeling very insecure in one of those areas, even about their role. And so this month, the value systems are, is this worth it to me? So well, this is what I thought I wanted. This is what I thought was settled. Now I've got this opposition. I'm like, well, can I be bothered? Or I'm feeling really good now that I can move forward. Now, you do have the Hanged Man in reverse to do with your health, but I feel like this has got a tone over all of the month because this card is saying that you have grappled with some tough issues to do with your health, to do with your work. Somehow they are combined. And now that you have that weight of responsibilities being lifted off you, so now you've found the routine, you've found what works for you, you've been testing it for the last, say, 2-3 months or 6 months, whatever it is, you've been working on something in your life that has finally come to an end, it's finally come to fruition, and now you're bearing that fruit, that harvest is there. Now this development's come up and it's brought up some opposition, it's brought up some obstacles, it's brought up some tension, power struggle, indecision, something's in the way. And while that's brought it up, it's brought your attention to what has worked and what hasn't worked. So this idea of my body and this routine and what I have tried, I found that really works for me. I feel like that has opened up doors. This has opened up opportunities. This has got me further down than I realized it would. And it's really changing my day-to-day as well. And so this idea of freedom from health issues. So this could have been a back problem or a mobility problem, and you've been doing this, and now you feel like things are good. But then there's a restriction there as well, an opposition there as well. And this is something to do with my children, my childhood. Also, for some people, it's so, for example, scoliosis. It's inherited from my family. There was mention of it when I was younger, but I'm just not going to believe that. This is also about the idea of an inherited issue that I have overcome. Now, with our study, our finances and our career, we do have the Seven of Cups and we do have the Lover's card. Lover's card is about a contract again. We also have a win at home and we also have the Justice card to do with our love. So all of those three cards are saying there is a positive, even if there has been a negative there. The Seven of Cups is saying that, yes, we have gotten there and we are overwhelmed or we are undecided about what the next step is, about our commitment, our role and where we are now to be part of that team, to sign that contract. Because the Lover's card is that my values, it's money, it's what I own, what I earn, and what I owe. And there is the commitment there, and I'm overwhelmed, or I've got too many decisions. But I want to focus. My priority right now is I want to focus on, where my dreams are, what my faith is in myself, and what I can bring to the table and what they bring into me. Because there is an idea about values here, what I will or will not sell out, what isn't valuable or important to me, whether I can be bothered, because at the end of the day, this has come up and it's like, well, it's just changed everything for me. Also, the idea of freedom. It's actually with your health, what you've stuck to. This has actually opened up doors for you where you are signing a contract, which is more than you ever dreamed of. This is faith. You've had this faith all these years. You put it in, you put it in, you put it in, and now you've had that breakthrough. And you do have that contract, that sponsorship, that money, that deal coming to you. And this makes you feel overwhelmed. This makes you feel great. For others, this is I have many, many options and I have to decide on one, and I have two that I'm deciding on. There's this priority there as well. Now, with your Gods and Titans cards, you do have Ul, which is about focus. So you need to focus now. I know you've had that win. I know you've had that breakthrough. I know you've had that development, and it's making you feel really, really good. But now, you've got to get back to the grind. You've got to get back to that routine. You've got to stick to it, because the harder you work, the more options you get, more sponsorship, more money, more promotion, more perks. That is the way that it's going to go. And now Typhon says the anger and the rage, you've overcome that. Something to do with that and the way that your body is treated. So for some people, it's an allergy, the food. It played up with me, it created an imbalance. It made me angry. It made me frustrated. But, this routine that I've been with has actually curbed that. For some people, Virgos, you're having a really hard time. And this made you frustrated and angry and snippy and snappy for a good 8 to 10 months. It was really bad, and then it seemed to be okay, and then it was really bad again. And you've been getting on everyone else's nerves with your anger. People have been walking on eggshells around you, and you've seemed to have tamed that monster. And this is that balance that's been done. Now, we do have the Justice card of balance. We also have the Lovers card of balance. Being very careful not to take on. So this is, my work, my career, and my finances, and the emotional commitment to do with that. Now, this card's saying that you're going to get all the sponsorship and all of that, abundance and contract and being part of the team and all that kind of stuff. Just remember who you are. We don't want to take on characteristics or things from the people we're employed with, or let them change. So, for example, if I had a dream, and I have succeeded that dream, and so someone takes me on as a sponsor, but they want me to do something I don't agree with, and is it worth it for that giant amount of money? So a $10,000 check, and I just got to tell them that I love milkshakes by this certain protein milkshakes from this certain company. Well, for $10,000, I'll say I like it, but everybody has their own value system. So that's there. And now we do have a victory at home. Now, the whole idea about movement and travel, what you have done, and how you've reined it in, which has created that balance, which has created that move, which has created this promotion, this abundance, this success, this moving up for you. There is a detail, there is an opposition that's come in front. So you can't do this until that's done. Or for you to be able to do that, there might be an extra responsibility that's popped up. There might be an unexpected bill that's come up. There might be an unexpected requirement that's come up. So your Mercury retrograde is throwing through a commitment again. So the idea of movement, relocation, taking off, moving up, move, has got something to do with this. Now, I'm going to look at just your relationships for a moment, Virgo. There has been some tension. There has been some power struggles. There has been some manipulation, either you or them. And again, like I said, it's been going on for 10 months or so. You're going to find that you have such a connection, that lovey-dovey, relationship stuff. You see people on Facebook and you're like, this Facebook love. You're that person at the moment. Your love, your commitment, your romance is going to be like that this month, because things have come to a balance. The anger's been moved down. There has been, you're going to support the other in your life, because that's who you are. This is who you are now. You stood into your own shadow, your own light, and now you're shining. But there is going to be moving. So some of you could be moving in together. Some of you are relocating for work. Some of you are on a travel, going overseas to promote what it is that you do. Something to do with that. There is going to be movement there. Movement within. So at home we do have the 6 of Wands. This is 6. This is our work. It's our day. It's our routine. There's a win there. There's a bounce there, and it's public declaration. So like I said, some of you could be moving in with your partner and tell everybody things are there, because you've overcome this imbalance and because you've now committed to each other even more. Some of you are putting your resources together to be able to move forward, to be able to get overseas, to be able to get a wider audience, that kind of thing as well. Again, with our health, we have made a change, we have made a development, and what we tested, what we grappled with, is really changing our childhood self-belief systems that we had. This card can also be our self-belief systems that have been brought on us, which has changed our life, and we're finally through that. And with our love, again, we do have the Justice card, so balance restored. again with this. So this is a yes. So anyone that you meet can be very, very special to you, Virgo. This is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So we're going to our cards. Have faith and hope, because there's something on the horizon that you can't see yet. So whatever this obstacle is, don't worry about it. It's going to push your buttons. Remember, we are no longer angry. We can take our emotions and we can look at things reasonably and logically without, rah. Oceana says there is competition there. There has been an obstacle. There is something getting in your way. Don't let it push you, your buttons. You've got to rise above it. You've got to be the higher person, higher road. You're there. And again, we're talking about the unconscious. This is the water. This is the ocean. This is the unconscious. This is where those paradigms are in our subconscious. Just like I said before, our self-belief systems that we got from childhood, which has been interfering with our progress, they have been risen to the surface. So maybe that's what the interference, the obstacle is to look at that, to acknowledge that, and to say, well, if it doesn't bother me now, I'm an adult. I'm on my way up. I'm on my way over. I'm shifting. I'm moving. I'm great. I don't need that anymore. And then you've got Celeste. This is the move, relocation. Then you've got Caressa at the end of our cycle, moving on, moving up. And Fiona, this is you've asked the angels for help. It's there. It's in front of you. Take it. What are you waiting for? So be kind to you and those you love. And from Jedi side, Jake, may the force be with you.